Hi guys, how is it going? My name is Evan, coach of 2 Infinite and Beyond. Pew pew pew! Together with my teammates Kim Nice, Chasing, and our honorary member Kaizen, also known as Andrew. So this is our top 4 match, and first of all, I apologize that my laptop went crazy and I couldn't come up. Like I tried to stream it and the frame rate just went really crazy and I couldn't use the stream footage for this match. So I'm breaking up the video into two parts. Right now, this is the front part, and I'm gonna talk about the matchup and how we prepared to face our top four opponents. Our top four opponents are Guylarian Rapidazz, who were our top um, who were our week 5 opponents back in the regular season for the Peony group. Guylarian Rapidazz was seed 2 going into the top card, and it's interesting that both sides, the seed 1 and seed 2 of our respective groups, so seed 1 and seed 2 from Rose group, and then seed 1 and seed 2 from Peony group are facing against each other. And like we said in our top 8 recap, we will be having a Rose versus Peony finals coming up next week. So let's quickly talk about the matchups. I'm gonna pull this up. So these are the mons that Guylarian Rapidazz brought back in week 5. We are talking about a rematch here. So they had Landorus, Kingdra, and Shinotic. You can see in the top right corner, the one that said low chance. We kind of predicted them wrongly. They did bring the Shinotic and the Radicant into battle because it was tricky for them to bring the Kingdra and the Moltres. So this time um, they did some trades, and I would say that now that they have shown that they don't dare to bring the Moltres in front of us, especially when we have a Zapdos with electric type moves and a Dracovish with potential Scarf Fish's friend, then I would say that these two mons are now the mons that are low chance because um, Relicanth really doesn't appreciate being in front of Dracovish or perhaps Sandaconda with Max Quick, as we have seen in our week 5 match. So these are the mons that I predict that Guylarian Rapidazz will bring and the slots that they will be in based on their performance in their top 8 match last week. So the Dialga and Jinx kind of ended up in the same slot. I think they kind of want a fake out on both sides. So the um, the Liepard is better to be on the player 2 slot to support the Dialga because the Liepard has access to Screech or Fake Tears, and then the Jinx kind of um, might not fare as well as a Liepard, and the Jinx might always want to go for Lovely Kiss instead of any other support move. I would say Lovely Kiss, Ice Beam, or maybe Icy Wind. And then usually they put the Ditto together with that Liepard slot to be able to switch in and kind of give the player 2 slot a bit more bulk if they can switch into a correct mon from our side to transform into. Then the Pheromosa is always like Scarf or Choice Band on their end because the Pheromosa usually wants to um, come in a good position and then hit fast and hit hard to take important KOs and try and even up the matchup. So I think keeping the Urshifu on the left side, keeping the Urshifu and the Rotom fan safe in the back might be useful. Like if the wall of Dialga is impossible to break down, then the Urshifu then we might have spent too many resources to try and take down one Dialga, and then the Urshifu can come in free to just try and clean up the game, like we know Urshifu does really well in terms of taking end games. So these are the mons that we are bringing this week. Here's a sneak peek to what I usually do with my teammates to prepare for a match. we list down all the moves and then why they are important, and also in a multi-battle format, make sure we pay attention to what's in our player 1 and player 2 slot. Then there's an option to choose the mon, and then we do remind ourselves which mons we really want to pay attention to Dynamaxing. It might be useful to put a potential Dynamax candidate in the player 1 slot and at the same time in the player 2 slot, so that our game plans get very flexible. One very notable thing you can see from all our Pokemon, I mean almost all, is that we have Protect, because in multi-battle, Protect is very important to make sure you get the correct board position, make sure you like sort of bait a move from your opponent, and at the same time, if there is this alternating Dynamax factor, then you are able to stall out one turn and Dynamax at the correct turn. So you can see from these red rectangles, almost all our mons have Protect. Yeah, otherwise the moves are kind of explained on the screen here. What's important also is that we have a lot of fairy type moves. So we have Dazzling Gleam on our Wigglytuff. Sadly, Wigglytuff doesn't get Moonblast, so yeah, Moonblast would have done more damage, but then I think Dazzling Gleam is the second best option. Then the Mushana has Moonblast, and Victini has Dazzling Gleam as well. So these are mons that we really want to, these are moves that we really want to make full use of, because they have an Urshifu and they have a Liepard that is weak to Fairy, and at the same time Pheromosa should be able to go down to any Fairy move, regardless of how much special attack we invest on these special attackers. What's one more like unique thing to note is that the player 1 slot this week is, we kind of are fully committing to special attackers. So everyone in the player 1 slot are special attackers, and Dracovish and Sandaconda in the player 2 slot are physical attackers. So with that, what you will see in the next video, I'll post the link in the description below, something that me and Hakim came together to do. We took footage from the game 1 and game 2 and game 3 matches. We had to get the footage from Guylarian Rapidazz, so really thanks to them for offering the footage to us. The game 1 footage will be from their perspective, and interestingly we could also find out their items, so it kind of makes the game seem a bit clearer all the way from the start. Then we will be showing game 2 and game 3 footage. This will be a post-match commentary. I had a very fun time with Hakim doing it as usual, and I think you guys will really appreciate the post-match commentary, and we are just trying our best to sort of emulate our thoughts during the match, and also at the same time make it more enriching and come up with our like sort of hindsight or thoughts that come up after the match was being played. So it's gonna be a nail biter of a match. There are a lot of ups and downs, like I'm going to mention, and yeah, I think do enjoy it. Also, I forgot to mention that this week because of the craze of soccer from last week, so this week we want to sort of vie for the spot of being champions. So we nickname all our mons after the champions of the recent Euro 2020 league, and these are the Italian players. So you do see them right here, right beside me on stream. Yeah, it was a very fun stream. We said like things like it's the kickoff, then it's gonna be the second half of the match, and the game went to game 3, so we said that there is extra time. So we did have a fun time. However, it's so unfortunate that we could not get the stream footage, because everything went haywire. So just a quick shout out that this week we went a bit crazy to go for all a team with all names from names of the Italian soccer players, and it was quite fun. And Like I think nicknames are always gonna be really fun, and the mons actually like sort of mirror what happened to the Italian players throughout their season in the league. So that's always fun for our football fans out there. So um, yeah, with that, I won't come up with I won't be doing an outro. So we did like sort of talk about a little bit of our thoughts of how the match went, and how we tried to adjust and how we played. So I guess do look out for that. Yeah. So after this, I'll be coming up with the top 4 recap, so do look out for it. And I think that's where I will sort of continue my thoughts and like the discussion about the match that you are about to see. Yeah, so with that, enjoy and see you soon.